Will the mediation in the Ayodhya case be a revelation? Because explosive details say now that Republic gets you the biggest news break, sensational documents accessed. Sunni Waqf Board's letter to mediation panel accessed claims the issue was almost resolved. Was the mediation nearly successful in the Ayodhya dispute? Sunni Board letter reveals explosive details. Sensational Sunni Board letter, top reactions and exclusive details. The Ayodhya scoop only on Republic TV. Is mediation possible against the Ayodhya case to reach an amiable solution? Hot debate coming up on The Burning Question. Good evening. Welcome to Republic TV's Burning Question at 8 p.m. I'm Ridhuman and Bhardwaj. Viewers, today we get you explosive details of the Sunni Waqf Board letter. A letter that clearly says that mediation could have reached a settlement in 1 to 2 weeks. However, what happened? Why was mediation stopped? Why did the mediation panel tell the top court that in fact mediation had failed? All those details, explosive ones at that, only on Republic TV, will be debated at 8 p.m. today. And we begin by showing you that letter that we've accessed that clearly has been written to the three mediators. The details of the letter is very clear here, and the details are, it's an explosive letter and says, number one, settlement was arrived at. Number two, the issue was almost resolved. It says there was a definite settlement that was reached. There was paucity of time. If they had 1 or 2 weeks, then there would have been a settlement. And that's a clear indication that a settlement in the Ayodhya case could have been possible with mediation. They say another attempt should be made. The Sunni Waqf Board's chief also says all will be made by a second attempt should be there. It will not take long to settle the issue. The letter that's been written by Zufar Ahmad Farooqi, the chairman of the UP Sunni Central Waqf Board, clearly also says start mediation once again. An exclusive copy of that letter that has been accessed by Republic TV that clearly now spells out maybe mediation did not fail. The letter is now asking the mediation panel to once again give mediation a chance. Why is this happening? What's behind this? This is what we debate on The Burning Question. These are the three burning questions that we debate today. Was mediation close to a definite settlement? An assertion made by the Sunni Waqf Board. Was mediation a possibility? Was mediation close to a settlement? The second burning question on this Tuesday edition of The Burning Question. If a settlement was reached, why wasn't it finalized? If there was any sort of settlement, why was it not finalized? And the third burning question we ask, should mediation and the hearing continue together? Is that even a possibility that we can look at? Let me first, viewers, introduce our guest today on The Burning Question. We're joined by Nalin Kohli, national spokesperson, leader of the BJP. We're joined by Professor Geeta Bhatt, political analyst, also live from Delhi. We have Acharya Dr. Vikramaditya in our studios, Atikur Rahman joining us from Mumbai, Chetan Singh, political analyst, also joining us, and Danish Qureshi also with us on this debate. Nalin Kohli, I ask you first. Today there's an explosive letter by the Sunni Waqf Board. A copy of that letter that's been accessed by us, it's been signed very interestingly by the chairman of the Sunni Waqf Board, Zufar Ahmad Farooqi. The assertion is within 1 or 2 weeks the mediation would have been a possibility, there would have been a settlement reached. Why do you think in between this the mediation was stalled and they came to the court and it was said mediation failed?
Rhythm, you also cover the courts, we also work there. It's interesting to note that such an assertion is being made. If there was any such situation, it would have been brought to the notice of the Honorable Supreme Court by the mediation panel, and the Supreme Court would have taken a view on it. They are entitled to have their point of view, but the counter question is equally important, is when a day-to-day hearing is on, and this hearing is now taking place on a day-to-day basis after the mediation committee went ahead with an extended time and told the Honorable Supreme Court and the Court of the Chief Justice of India that it's failed. We are now fairly deep into that. Now, irrespective of whatever is the assertion in this letter, it's only the court, because it's after all the Chief Justice of India and very senior judges, those who are in line of becoming the further future Chief Justice and other senior judges. They are going to now, they are hearing it, they alone can take a view. And second is, even if one is to believe that there was a point where the Sunni Waqf Board believes that yes, there was closeness to finding a deal, it was parties within the dispute who are before the court who came to the court and said that it's failing. So therefore, this may have been the view between A or B or 2 or 3 or 4 limited or maybe more parties, but certainly not a view of all the parties. Otherwise, why would the mediation report be such, and why would the court be hearing it on a day-to-day basis?
So, Nalin Kohli, I put that question also to Atikur Rahman. Atikur Rahman, if there was indeed, like this letter says, paucity of time, it's been accessed by us. It says if we were given 1 to 2 weeks more that were available to us, then surely settlement could have come through. So the question we ask right now, Atikur Rahman, like Nalin Kohli is saying, this hearing is going to come to a conclusion. Already tomorrow there's a time schedule that the Supreme Court has asked for. The honorable judges are now going to give a judgment. Why at this stage is this letter being written and being addressed to the mediators?
Yeah, that's a very, very pertinent question, Ridham. But may I draw your attention to the facts, as Mr. Kohli said, you know, the things are before the Honorable Court, and we are very much, you know, hopeful that the Supreme Court is in view of all the facts which has been tabled, you know, by the mediation panel, also by the parties also. Now, this is a very larger question, you know, coming before us, and we have to answer this in the light of the facts. Ridham, I was on the Republic TV when the Hindu parties went to the Supreme Court, said that, you know, 15th August is a long time, and it was only a matter of 15 days, Ridham, and they told the Supreme Court that mediation has failed. Now, this letter again proves the fact. You know why? Who were the people who were, you know, hurrying up the matter? 15 days, I said on your channel, is not a long time.
Acharya, Dr. Vikramaditya would want to.
They were the people like you, those who are fundamentalist people, they don't want any solution. This letter clearly indicates this thing. There are some people in the Sunni Waqf Board also, those who are interested in solution of this matter. They have a soft corner with the Hindus, they want the solution. It clearly indicates this thing. But the people like you, those who are fundamentalist people, they don't want, they want to have just a politics in this thing. They don't want to solve the things. It clearly indicates this thing. There are some people in the Sunni Waqf Board also, those who want to have a solution of this problem. We are facing this problem from last 500 years, and some people are there, still there. It clearly indicates this thing. And if our channel Republic is basically is giving the indication, this letter, they are saying this thing. It clearly indicates this thing. The people who are the fundamentalist sort of people, they don't want any solution. This is just like people like you, Atikur Rahman. You should clearly accept this thing, that there are some portion in the previously you were saying this thing. This is only Shia Waqf Board. They don't have any interest. They are not the parties. Now there is a fraction in your own Sunni Waqf Board. There are some people. They have written a letter of the 5th September. I think 5th September is the letter. They clearly say this thing that they were having solutions. They were having some sort of answer to the question. Now why you are not accepting this thing?
I also now want to get my other panelists in. We have Chetan Singh and we also have Professor Geeta Bhatt with us here. Chetan Singh, why are we debating this is because this is an explosive letter that has been accessed that clearly proves in 135 years for the first time, if mediation could have been given a chance, if indeed there was some settlement that could have been reached in 1 or 2 weeks, it should have been done. Why is this was being done? Is this a delaying tactic, or do you really believe the mediation panel could have reached a settlement which now is being asserted in the Sunni Waqf Board's letter?
First and foremost, what Atikur Rahman has said, you know, that is for fact and nobody should deny it. And I'm sure, like, you know, Acharya ji, I respect him a lot. So, I mean, these kind of statements were coming. So, you cannot deny it that there were people who were saying that within 15 days, within a week or so, this is going to happen. First, look at these three people.
Went to the court. It is not a matter of Hindu parties. Even the Sunni Waqf board went to the people.
आचार्य जी मैं आपकी बहुत इज्जत करता हूँ.
नहीं वो बताइए काउंसिल वहाँ पर सुनिए जो धवन साहब हैं वो सुन्नी वक्फ बोर्ड की तरफ से गए ना तो उन्होंने ये बात कही कि सेटलमेंट नहीं हुआ अगर उनमें से मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द पीपल सम पीपल आर हैविंग दैट काइंड ऑफ ओपिनियन
जब राम का नाम आता है राम मंदिर जब आता है
अरे तो भाई बताइए ना तो यानी मुझे बताइए यानी सुन्नी वक्फ बोर्ड में भी कुछ लोग ऐसे हैं जो ये सोच रहे हैं कि सेटलमेंट होनी चाहिए तो मुझे बताइए साफ आज
कोई नहीं चाहता सेटलमेंट ना हो हर कोई चाहता है सेटलमेंट हो एंड आई एम श्योर now as these three people who have contributed immensely look at their these towering personalities their effort seems to become in a shape now. So look, the kind of intent they have shown is something which is exemplary. We have to take this forward now. And now look at the magnanimity of these Sunni people, Sunni Waqf board people. They are the ones who are initiating this subject. Now what is important for us to walk the talk?
Okay, yes, I want Professor Geeta Bhatt to come in. I want to understand, is this a delaying tactic, Professor Geeta Bhatt, or do you really believe in this letter that's been accessed? Look at the language they use. In 1 or 2 weeks, there could have been a settlement, because that means in 14 days, if they'd been given more time, there could have been a settlement. Why do you think this assertion is now being made? Yes.
It was a 155-day long process of mediation which took place. And for 155 days, it was an inconclusive process, and the report of which was submitted to the to the Supreme Court, and it was the Chief Justice of India who declared that the mediation process has not been successful, hence there will be an open court hearing of the Ayodhya case, and henceforth the hearing had begun. Absolutely. So with this kind of a, when the Chief Justice of India had come out and made this statement, so is it that the Sunni Waqf Board is trying to come out and is basically trying to put up a challenge over there? And also, no. Also, please see that Justice Kehar had earlier said that I am Chief Justice. Earlier Chief Justice had said, I will come down and I want to come down and
tell me, Babri Masjid was there or not? I want to know from you.
At that time, why is it that the Sunni Waqf Board did not agree?
My question, simple question is that was a Babri Masjid was there or not? If Masjid was there, then Sunni Waqf Board, Shia Waqf Board has nothing to prove before the court. Now the things is that Ram Lalla was born over there in a Treta Yug before 5 lakhs years. They have to prove that Bhagwan Ram Lord was been born over there and the Mandir was been demolished. But Babri Masjid, the evidences of Babri Masjid is live on the video. And nobody is convicted till today in that matter. Nobody is convicted in the murder of Imam.
Clearly indicates this thing. There are some people who are interested, who are not very satisfied with the thing which is happening in the Sunni Waqf Board. There are some people who want to take. No. My point is,
let the court take its own course. And these three people who were mediators, they were having a great example in God. They are the ones who have contributed immensely. Their trial record says that they can use down by conclusion. Having said this, it appears that now this group, especially this group, is coming down and seeking support.
There are so many people in the Sunni Waqf Board also, those who are of the point that there could be some solution. But there was some.
That's what I'm saying. Now we have to show magnanimity. We have to go along with them. We have to see until unless we're not going to take the back foot forward. How are we going to advance? Now it's a time to move ahead. Now it's a time to go and move in the right direction. So having said this, 70 years old, this title issue, title dispute.
Danish Qureshi wants to make a point, Chetan. I'm just going to let him come to that. And I also want to ask Danish Qureshi, I want to ask Nalin Kohli. Nalin Kohli, is Ayodhya resolution possible with mediation on the one hand and Ayodhya hearing going on? Is that possible that a mediation also goes on? As a lawyer, do you think that's even possible? Because that's what the letter is asking for, that there should be a mediation on the one hand and there should be the Ayodhya hearing on the other hand.
I think Nalin Kohli has
I
no right
can't
to
say
talk
what
on
the
that
court will
because he's
decide,
from the
because
party
really
who
Rhythm,
has
that's before the
declared
Honourable
peace.
Court.
He has
However,
declared the
there
peace
is
of
one
the
aspect
nation
which is
in the name of
important
Babri
and we
Masjid
mustn't
and
lose
own
sight of.
propaganda of Rambhat.
When we are in the middle, may I just finish my point, please? Hello? Yes, so there's one aspect which is important and we mustn't lose track of. When you have a situation of a day-to-day hearing, which has been going on for almost 3 weeks, 20 days plus, and the court, which is 5 judges, are listening to the matter, it is possible, and we don't know, that the matter would be closing soon because after all the Hindu side has broadly finished it. Now the Muslim side, if I may put it in that broad terms, is arguing their matter and it's been continuing. At such a time, to make a statement that yes, we were close to it, we should be given time, may also be seen by some people as an attempt to cloud the final judgment. In terms of saying, oh, we shouldn't have gone the judgment route after the judgment comes because we were close.
Do you want a solution for this or not?
So I think that risk is also something.
Chaitanya clearly wants a solution. That's what the Supreme Court is doing.
Let's see what the court decides.
What kind of statements are these? If somebody is approaching the
timing has to
mediation
be
panel,
questioned.
let's appreciate it. Let's encourage. We all want a solution of this problem. Everybody wants it. Everybody, all sections of society. Look at the state.
This is being done. This letter that has been accessed, viewers, both sides have said before accepting mediation that it was not working out. Both sides said at that time they claimed mediation failed, even as a 135-year-old case was just weeks away from a solution as per a letter. The question Republic TV asks is, was this a conscious move to keep a Hindu-Muslim divide alive? That's all the time we have for On the Burning Question. Join us on the other side of a short break. Stay on with us.